First things first, now joined by Chiefs All-Pro safety and Super Bowl champ, Tyrann Mathieu. Ty, good morning. We really appreciate you joining us this morning. You know, last time we spoke to you, you were basking in a fantastic season, in a Super Bowl win. The world is obviously a much different place right now. Now you're home with 3 kids under age 7, a little daddy daycare. Tell me what your life is like right now in the last couple of weeks.
Well, a lot of homeschooling. So a lot of, doing addition, subtraction, little multiplication. Really just trying to keep my kids energized and keeping their minds fresh, keeping their bodies fresh, and trying not to have their minds on, what our minds are on as adults. So that's been taking up pretty much, most of my day. Try to get my workouts in, and, I try to do something to kind of, step outside of, things I've been doing the last year or so. And, I've been trying to read a book here and there, and, so it's a lot of little things I've been trying to do.
Ty, I'm really happy for you, and I was happy for Nick for about a week, maybe a week and a half after the Super Bowl. But at this point, as you guys keep re-signing players, it's just become too much for Jenna and I. It's just too much to handle, and we're trying to be like, Super Bowl curse, Super Bowl hangover. It's just a lot for us. So what are you guys doing to get back to the Super Bowl? And is there any chance at all the Super Bowl curse could come into play to give Jenna and I a break from Nick's incessant fandom?
No, well, to be honest, I think you guys have to deal with that, for a while. We got a lot of good guys on our team. We got a good locker room. A lot of our guys, really like playing with each other, for each other. And then I think anytime you can have some coaches that guys really like to play for, I think you can see that once you cut on the tape. And then anytime you got guys like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, just guys that are going to show up to work and continue to get guys that's younger than them better, guys that's older than them better. I think as long as we have guys like that around, I think we'll keep going in the direction, we're headed in.
Ty, Wilds alluded to it. 20 of 22 starters returning, nearly unprecedented for a Super Bowl champ. So I'm going to ask you to figuratively, not literally, take that dope hat that you currently have on off and put on a GM hat. You're sitting there at the number 32 pick of the draft. I don't need a name unless you want to give me one. But if you were counseling Brett Veach remotely, what is the spot on the team you would say, if available, that's what we should do on draft day?
Well, no, I think, anytime you can get somebody on the defensive side of the ball, with a certain attitude that has a certain edge, I always think guys like that can, instantly take your defense to the next level. I think, very few guys on offense can really come into the league, early on and make big impact plays. But, like I said, we got great guys around us, so I don't feel like it's, I don't feel like we're in a dire need at one particular, position. Like you mentioned, we got 20 guys coming back, from the Super Bowl team.
Ty, I want to ask you about your head coach. I spent 4 years covering Andy Reid when he was with the Eagles. He's actually a really funny guy. He's a captivating guy. He's a different guy than the guy you see sometimes at the press conferences. Exactly. You're on the sideline where you never see his teeth the whole game. Give me a story that really colors some insight into who Andy Reid is that people outside, of a Sunday afternoon don't often get.
Yeah, I mean, he's all about his players. He's all about us. He's all about our families. He wants us in the best mindset possible. He wants us to have this personality. Man, he wants us to be ourselves. And I think that allows players to really relax and then play their best game. And I think Coach Reid, really has a history of, really, getting good football teams together, putting together good football teams. And I'm just so happy for him right now that, a lot of those things that he's always been doing, is really starting to come together, for him on a personal level as a coach.
Ty, I'm a Patriots fan, and I was trying to get myself to believe in Jarrett Stidham and that we're going to have a successful season. I was trying to come up with an angle here. And I was watching some of your plays and how you interact with some of your old plays on Twitter when they'll describe everything that you're doing. And I said, I have an idea. I'll ask Ty about this. Is having a lack of film from a Joe Burrow or when Tua comes out or a guy like Jarrett Stidham, is how do you prepare for a quarterback when there isn't a ton of tape on them?
Well, I don't think you really can prepare for them. I've had a couple instances where, we've tried to go back and watch high school tape and, tapes from college, and it just doesn't really add up. I think some of these guys progress a lot faster than, what we may have seen the last time, we've seen them. So, and then it's a lot of good coaches in the league as well. So a lot of guys can really, make that transition from year to year. So, you really rely on coaching. And then some of these guys are just, really motivated to put themselves in a position to be a starter.
Well, before I ask my question, I'll answer Wild's question. For defenses to prepare for Stidham, they're going to spend a little extra practice time on those end zone celebrations, those group pictures that you do after a turnover or a defensive score.
You know what?
That's how guys will be preparing for Stidham this year. But more importantly, talking to defending Super Bowl champion Tyrann Mathieu. Ty, you're great at giving credit to other people and talking about the guys around you and the success, and Andy and Patrick. But something really cool happened for you this offseason. You made the all-decade team. And it was for a guy who you've been playing for a while, but you missed a season. You played for a few different teams. I'm sure there were some questions for people whether or not you'd reach your full potential. You obviously now have. If you can talk about yourself for a moment, how gratifying was that? That's the biggest honor the NFL gives out, other than the Hall of Fame, that you were one of the safeties for the all-decade team, Ty.
Yeah, for one, I think I'm extremely fortunate, and then I'm so grateful. If anybody has been following my story, I missed a year due to injuries this decade. Earlier this year, before I even played in the NFL, I was suspended a year from LSU. So I've had my fair share of adversity, and not many guys are able to kind of, see the other side of it. And so I'm in a great position. I don't really think it says a lot about me. It's just more about, the people I have around me, the people that continue to inspire me, guys like Coach Reed, Coach Spags, Coach Merritt, guys that, truly believe in who I am as a person, beyond the football field. And I just think having people like that in my life, really this past decade, I think that has really helped me continue to live with a perspective, and then just, do the things I love to do, and be 100%, in those things. And I think that's all I've been trying to do.
So then, Ty, let me ask you this. On Monday, you tweeted, "I think I finally know what I want to do after football." Number one, when is that? Number two, what is that?
Right. Well, so I always tell my coaches I'm going to play at least 15 years. So it'll be at least another 8 years. But I think I really want to help the average person. Maybe it's politics. Maybe it's some lines of, being an educator or a coach. I think the most important thing for me is to remember where I came from, the chair I used to sit in, and how can I reach those people? How can I make those people's lives better? How can I get certain people to believe in themselves? And so I think that's what I want to do after football. I want to continue to inspire people. I want to continue to be hands-on and really help people.
Ty, my New Year's resolution was to eat more vegetables and to start meditating. And I saw that you were meditating. I was trying to convince Nick to pick it up. Can you try to convince Nick how valuable it is and how it's helped you?
It's helped me out a lot, and I'm really not exaggerating. There's many different kinds of meditation. Sometimes I do guided meditation where, I'll have my yoga coach, Donnie. He'll come in, he'll get on the phone with me, and he'll kind of guide me through a meditation, right? Tell me what to think of. And then there's this unguided meditation where you can literally lock yourself in a room, turn the lights off and talk to yourself. Try to guide yourself through your day. Try to see your week. Try to see, the game that you're going to play in this weekend. Try to visualize the good things. I think we spend too much time thinking about bad things and not enough good things. So I think that's why meditation is, I think that's why it's important.
Well, Ty, thank you so much, man.
Go ahead, Nick. I know you want to get one last word.
Hey, congratulations. The story's unbelievable. We could talk to you forever. I am going to say, though, 90% of the time, Ty's meditating. 10% of the time, The kids are at home. The baby's crying. He's like, honey, I'm meditating. And he's just he's like, I just need some time, folks. Thank you so much, Ty. We appreciate you, man.
Yes, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ty.
Ty, all the best to you. Stay safe and healthy. Good luck when the season picks up again. We really appreciate your time. We got to go. We're back here tomorrow morning. Please hope you join.